Hi students, welcome to my class again. In this case, we're going to learn how to construct sentences by using simple present. But first, it's necessary that you learn what are the functions of every personal pronouns in a specific situation and in a specific sentence. Okay? Let's study one by one. First, we have the personal pronouns I. His function in a sentence, he represents the first singular person in a sentence. You represent the second singular person in a sentence. We represent the first plural person in a sentence. They, the second plural person in a sentence. And the second you, this you, represent the third plural person in a sentence. But what happened with those three personal pronouns? He, she, or it? They represent the third singular person in a sentence. Okay. Now, let's practice about some affirmative sentence in simple present time. In this case, we can use the verbs or the structure of a sentence as in Spanish. For example, look at this sentence. I eat a hamburger all weekend. As in Spanish, the personal pronoun and the verb is located in the same way in Spanish. For example, yo como una hamburguesa todos los fines de semana. Yo me como una hamburguesa todos los fines de semana. In the same way in English, I eat a hamburger every weekend. Okay? Notice that first is the personal pronoun and the verb is in a simple form. The verb doesn't change. Okay? Look at the second example. You study English during the week. In Spanish, tú estudias inglés durante la semana. Es lo mismo que en español. Okay? La posición del verbo y del sujeto o del pronombre personal y el verbo están localizados en la misma posición que en inglés. They are located in the same position as in English. Okay? It doesn't change. But what happens when we use this third person of singular? This is a third person of singular. Look at this, she and she. What happened with those three pronouns? Well, when we use he, she, or it in a sentence to construct a sentence in a simple present, the verb have to be changed. We have to add to the verb s, es, or ies depending on the structure of the verb. In this case, we can check a video that was posted in the classroom with a lemma, learning English with a lemma that refers to the structure of the verbs in a simple present by using he, she, or it. So check that video, okay? Well, we have to add to the verb s, es, or ies when we use he, she, or it in simple present in a sentence. But what happens when the subject is not a pronoun? What happens when the subject is a name of a person, a personality, or a member of a family? Well, simple. If the subject is plural, you have to use the verb in a simple form. For example, my brothers notice that the subject is plural. My brothers speak English. Because the subject is plural, the verb doesn't change, the verb is right down in a simple form. But when the subject is singular, the verb, you have to add to the main verb s, es, or ies, depending on the structure of the verb. For example, my sister is singular. My sister studies French in downtown. My my sister studies French in downtown. What happened? The verb study, in a simple form, the verb study changes to studies because the subject is singular. According to this, when the subject is singular, you have to add s, es, or ies to the verb. Okay? Some people be careful with that grammar. Okay? Okay. Now let's practice with some example. Look at this example. The teacher comes. The teacher comes to class all day because the subject is singular. The main verbs have to be add an s. But look at this. The students, the subject is plural, try to pass the test. Try is written down in a simple form. The verb doesn't change. Why? Because the subject is plural. Now look at this. You need an English class immediately. You, according to that, in both cases, the verb doesn't change. So the verb have to be written down in a simple form. But what happened with this case? This is third singular person. So the verb has to be changed. He has a beautiful car. What happened with the verb have or has? In this case, the verb have in a simple form is used with you, we, they, and I. But when we work with those kind of pronouns that represent the third personal singular, the have changes to has. I repeat that. When we use the third singular person, the personal pronouns that represent the third singular person, the verb have changes to has. Like this example, he has a beautiful car. Okay? Well, guys, I hope you learned a lot with that explanation about the simple present. And be careful and see you in the next video.